Kamille Sommer is a professional organizer in Denmark. I know there are so many women listening to the podcast who are wondering, could I ever start an organizing business where I live? Because no one has ever even heard of this industry. Today, you'll learn what Kamille has done and continues to do as a trailblazer in her own country to educate the population and get clients. She's also found ways to expand her business online, all while keeping her part-time day job. I hope you're ready to take some notes because there's a lot to be inspired by in this episode.
You're listening to the Pro Organizer Studio podcast with Jen Obermeyer. Thank you for joining in. Jen makes it her mission to broaden the horizons of savvy businesswomen in the organizing industry by instilling confidence and inspiring authenticity. She is a devoted business coach and founder of the Inspired Organizer program. Each week, you'll gain new insight into strategies designed specifically for professional organizers. And now, let's get started.
So excited to have Kamille here. Hi, Kamille.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, Kamille has been one of my students now for, gosh, how long? 2.5 years?
Maybe
a while.
From the beginning, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been so interested to watch Kamille's journey with her organizing business. She has been organizing now for how many years?
7.
7?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, she's really advanced in her business a great deal and is doing so many cool things in Denmark where she is truly like blazing the trail at the forefront of her industry. So honestly, Kamille, it is such an honor that I have gotten to be a part of your journey all the way in the US. So I would love for you to share with the ladies listening a little bit about how it was that you got started, particularly because you're in an area where, especially 7 years ago, nobody knew what a professional organizer even was.
No, and in Denmark, like none at all.
Yeah.
Because when I started, it's actually a long story and I'll try to keep it a little short. But my own journey started with, I was going through a divorce. And at that time, it was like, I just had this feeling that I had to change my life and also my home, how it looked like. Mm-hmm. So I started bringing bags with all sorts of stuff to work. And one of my colleagues at that time said to me, do you know the book called Clear Your Clutter with Feng Shui? I was like, I have seen the title, but I've never read the book and I never had any interest in reading the book. So she just brought it the next day and I borrowed it and I read it and I was just like, I want to do this. This is so cool. And I can relate to it. I can relate to having so much stuff in my home that I don't need. So after a short while, I called my bank and said, can I borrow a lot of money to take this education to be a Feng Shui consultant and also a professional organizer? And at that time, nobody could borrow money. And I was a single mother living alone with one child. And she was like, okay, you can do that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was really weird that she said yes, but she trusted me in this. So I took the education, and after that, then you're on your own. When you take an education, you're on your own. You have to find out what to do then. And I went to this course from people who just had a business. And there was a coach there, a business coach, who said to me, what is it that you like about Feng Shui? And I was like, everything. I like everything about it. And then she said, okay, if you can only say one thing, what do you think is the most interesting thing to do about Feng Shui? And I was like, the clutter clearing. Taking away the clutter is really making a difference in a house and also in my house. And from that moment, I was like, okay, I will not be a Feng Shui consultant. Well, I have the education, but what I want to do is to help people organize. There's not a lot of people in Denmark doing it. And at that time, there was like maybe 3 or 5, I don't know. There was not a lot of people doing it.
Yeah.
So I started the business and I was like, how do you do this? Nobody could tell me. So it was like I was calling journalists and asking, do you want to write about this, that I'm doing this really cool thing?
Yeah.
And writing to online magazines where I wrote small articles. And I also had a blog writing small pieces about clutter clearing. And that was how I started.
Yeah.
Actually, 7 years ago.
Okay, so many questions I want to ask. So first of all, is that how you got your first clients, was from writing on your blog and publishing articles?
I think maybe also Facebook was different at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a page there, and when you wrote something on your page, everybody could see it.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, that was different than now. So also I think because I started at that time, I was getting my word much more out than you do today when you don't pay anything for it. So I got my first, I don't know if it was from the newsletter or the blog or from Facebook. But in the beginning, I didn't have very much clients.
Right.
I remember the first client, I was really, hooray, there's a client.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So with Kamille, someone like you who really, there aren't a lot of organizers, so therefore nobody else has been doing a lot of marketing and education. So really you have the benefit of being one of the first, but then you also have the responsibility of doing a lot more education about the benefits of getting organized in people's homes, right?
Yes. Also for me, it was really important to do it with a lot of ethics.
Mm-hmm.
To get the word out about it, how it is for a person who has this problem, and to really talk about it in a way so people shouldn't feel ashamed.
Exactly, yes.
So I have used a lot of time on that, and also did a lot of free consults in the exchange of people writing about how it was to work with me, and to put their picture on something they wrote and put on my homepage.
Yes.
So that others could see this is something, there's real people she get out and doing this stuff with. And also there was a journalist who asked if I would do a consult with the client where he could be there and take pictures. And that was for a good magazine. So that was given out for free in supermarkets.
Wow.
So a lot of people have seen this and have from the beginning, and that was my luck at that time.
That sounds like that's a really big takeaway, I think, for ladies who are listening in other countries where they're kind of got the same thing on their hands. Is there's going to be some education and potentially something like you mentioned, the opportunity to have free publicity just from offering services, just so people can get a taste of what it's like. Because there's not as much of an awareness of, why do I need somebody else to come help me move my stuff around, And until they experience it, they can't really imagine it. So that's kind of like, that was a big piece of your journey.
And also that they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
When I told them what I was doing, they were like, what is that? Are you coming and doing all my clutter? What are you doing?
Right.
And I had to tell them, I'm coming and helping you to clear your clutter, but also to teach you systems so you can do it yourself. For me, it was not about promoting a business where I come and do it for them. For me, it was about teaching them how to do it themselves, and also take away some of the shame there is about having clutter, and tell them there's nothing wrong with you. You have a problem and we can do something about that. But there's a lot of problems in this world and we have to learn stuff. We cannot do everything ourselves. Yeah.
So true. Perfect segue. What are the things that you have noticed that seem to you, I mean, because you've got a lot of experience now, what, if any, are the differences between the European mindset around organizing and home and trusting people and having help and asking for help versus what you see happening in the US?
I think in Denmark, it's not as natural to have help from therapists. It's not in America. I think that a lot of people are not ashamed about going to get help.
Right.
From a therapist, anything. In Denmark, this has been taking a lot of years and a lot of people being brave enough to talk about it, that they were having help with anything. And that is what I see now, that we are not as ashamed. We want to hide this. We want to hide that we have problem from the outside. Nobody shall know that we have a problem in our homes. But now it's much more natural to talk about when we do have problems, even if it's with our health or it's depression or with our homes. So I think that is something that we are learning.
So would you say then that over the past 7 years, you've seen the growth and interest in organizing, at the same time you've seen the growth and interest and embrace of like mental health awareness in general?
Yes, I think in many things, also with diets, with everything, that you want to keep yourself in a better shape and feeling better about yourself. I think that's a growing industry at the moment.
That's really, really insightful.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's fast forward all the way to today. So you're seven years in business, and I know that things have changed a lot since the beginning. So what I know that this has been a side business for you to certain degrees over the years. Like where are you at now with the balance of your organizing business and your regular day job, and like what you're doing in order to promote yourself?
Yeah, that is actually the same in many ways.
Okay.
I still have my other job where I work some nights every week. And for me, it has always been important that I had my steady paycheck and everything was in order that way, so I didn't have to worry about money.
So important.
Yeah,
so important.
For me that was very important.
Yes.
And also because in a long time I was alone with my son, so I was the only paycheck. Now I'm married again, so it's different, but not for me. Actually, I have the same feeling that it's important for me that what I earn from my business, that is going, a lot of the money is actually going into the business again. That I'm doing, I'm spending more money on the things I want to learn. I'm spending more money on making products and everything. And then I have my other job, and that money is for everything private.
Right.
My private life.
Yes. Okay, so one of the big, I know huge in my eyes, accomplishments that you have shared with the Inspired Organizer Group in the past couple of years is that you were chosen to represent all of Denmark, as far as I'm concerned, as a professional organizer on the Danish version of Houzz. Tell us about that experience.
That was actually a really cool experience where they wrote to me and asked if I was interested in sharing some stuff about sharing some insights about clearing the clutter. And I was like, yes, of course. And then after some time, I actually wrote back to them and asked if they were interested in more articles, and then they agreed. So I actually have a lot of articles where I've been chosen as expert in Denmark. So that was really cool. Yeah,
that's amazing. So the main format for that is the Houzz blog.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is that they've been writing different articles about how to clear the clutter in, for example, the kitchen. And then they have a lot of pictures, and they've been writing the articles after interviewing me. And then I had checked if it was okay what they've been writing, and they have posted them.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It is so cool. That's such like I don't know, that feels really good to get that validation and recognition of you and your business.
It is.
So what are the other things that have happened? I mean, fill me in.
Then I, for a couple of years ago, me and my web designer, we started this members club, online members club for organizing. And I've been wanting to doing for a long time, but it is expensive if I have to pay her for every hour for her to do it, because I know that if I should do it, it would take too much time, and I could never do it as well as she can. So we have been doing it together. She asked me if I was interested, And then we could share all the cost and all the money that we were earning 50-50. And we've been doing it for 2 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And we started out small with a very, it was a very cheap membership where they paid like, I think it was about $6 a month. And now they're paying more.
Okay.
Yeah, they can do like for a month or 3 months or a year. We have different kinds of offers we make.
That's really cool. So tell me, as the subscriber,
Yes.
the person who signs up for it, what all do they get in their month of the organizing club?
Yes, they get all the things that are in there and who is keeping coming in there. They can access that. And then every month I make a new theme about something. It could be like how to organize your sentimental items, or how to close an organizing circle. It could be something like that. So I teach them different things. Then we have 2 times this year, we had a 30-day challenge, clutter clearing challenge, where I have made 62 small videos of, of small tasks like how to clutter clear a drawer. And then they should do that every day or in the weekend or whatever. And they can find all these tasks in there. And also I have a campaign 2 times a year where it's about to clear your clutter in all of Denmark.
Nice.
And in the beginning it was free. Actually, it is free, but now after that month, people cannot see the assignments anymore. They're gone. But in the club, they can reach them all.
Super, super smart. Okay, so here's another thing that I think is brilliant about you doing this membership is that, you know, not only is it a less expensive way for someone to work with a professional organizer, but they can also be completely anonymous. They don't have to like tell the world, and they don't have to have somebody actually come to their house, because that's a big commitment. But they get that accountability and the motivation and the inspiration through you, and it's really specific to Denmark. It's not like somewhere far away that doesn't apply to them. So smart.
And also there's a there's a Facebook group also to that. And some people don't want to be in it because then other people can see their name.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of people don't care. They love it, and some of them have been there from the beginning, and they will. I don't think they will leave. They love it, and they are very into it, and sharing photos and sharing all the things, the progress they are making, and it's so cool to see that.
What does that commitment look like for you from your side? Do you check in daily? I know sometimes of the year, like you'll have to probably, do more videos or more promotion, but on a regular week, how much time does that take you to deliver that?
It's a little different, but normally I check in a couple of times or maybe 3 times a day, or if I can see that they have been tagging me, I'm trying to reply them. But there is a lot of commitment, of course, and also that I'm doing this monthly theme every month, because that's actually taking a long time for me to find what subject do I want to talk about, and also to shoot the video. Do I want to make a PowerPoint to it, or will I just sit and speak? And you also have to cut it and everything, cut the video.
Yeah.
So it takes me 2 or 3 days to make this video every month.
How far ahead do you plan your content for the upcoming months?
The overall is for a year. We sit down, me and this woman I'm working with, and plan what we'll do this year. But all the little posts, I don't plan them for so long at the time, because sometimes it's just I'm out doing something and I get inspired, and then I post something great.
Yeah.
And also the members are also very good at posting stuff, so you can speak from that. That is really great.
I love that. I am so proud of you for doing that.
Thank you.
Seriously. I mean, I know you must be aware that there are things like that in the US, but you're so brilliant to bring that right, to your country and make it really specific for them. And I'm sure, I guess, anybody who speaks Danish could join from anywhere. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And I love, actually, I've been doing all of this because of you, Jen, because you have
Oh
taught
my
me a lot
gosh.
about, yeah, but also because when I started the online format and also to do my own pictures in Canva, and you are so nice to show me things when I was like, how are you doing that? That looks amazing. I want to learn. So that is a great part, that we can inspire each other to
So
do
true.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
true. Okay, so let's go back and talk now. When you are getting a new client now, what is the difference? You said that organizing is becoming more well known now. So what is the
Yes.
difference now when people are coming to you? Like, you're not probably having to explain to them as much about what's involved. Like, what's like your typical client who is coming to you and says, yes, I want you to come to my house. I want you to work one-on-one with me.
Actually, after I took your original course, I decided that now was the time that I changed my price, and I was more valuable than before, of course, because I knew a lot more.
Yeah.
So now the clients who is choosing me have decided already that they are ready to pay the price. They will pay what it costs to learn it. So the clients are willing to pay more. And also a lot of the clients have maybe seen Marie Kondo, or they have seen a new television show that is in Denmark just finished. There was 4 episodes, that they know more about it, and they are willing to try something else. It's not, before it was more taboo. You would not pay $1,000 for people coming home to you and organize. It was totally crazy.
Yeah.
And if you speak to elder people in Denmark, they are like, you can do that yourself. It's crazy to pay money for this. But a lot of people are actually willing to pay this now. And also, actually, I have a lot of women who is past the 40s and up to the 70s right now. There's a lot of women who are willing now to do something about it, because they have seen it in the papers, in the magazines, in TV over and over again about this. So now they're ready to do something about it.
Interesting. Tell me about, has there been an effect of the book, I'm probably not going to say it exactly right, The Swedish Art of Death Cleaning? How has that impacted Denmark?
Actually, I was interested in that myself,
Yeah.
because I've also been interviewed about it from journalists.
Yeah.
But I don't hear about it more than before, that some people, of course, thinking about, they don't want to let their children inherit their stuff, as well as they don't want to teach their children how to so they don't know how to clear their clutter.
Right.
But my clients, they have not been talking about that book. But I actually love the book. I think yes, I actually love it, because I think it's important that you think about what you leave to your children or family when you die. But I think it's more a hype in America, and that it has been here.
That's so interesting. Well, speaking of hype in America, Marie Kondo, of course, coming from Japan. So you would say that she's becoming very well known in Europe as well.
Yes.
Okay.
And people are either totally for her, that they love the system and really want to do it, or as many of my clients, they're saying, I cannot do that. That is too much, that I have to bring out all my clothes at one time, and then I have to organize that. So they choose a different way to organize, to get help to organize the stuff.
Yeah. And that makes sense, right? Because
yes,
there's no one right method for everyone.
No,
as we know.
Definitely not.
What do you think it is that most attracts your clients to you specifically?
I know they love the web page, my homepage. They love it because it's organized, and they love the fact that I also have my other education as a social and healthcare taker. So I have some knowledge about different diseases, about when people have different kind of medicine, and the different different kind of health issues that they need somebody to know that they cannot do the same as a person who is well.
So
So
true.
yeah, a lot of people have told me that that was one of the reasons that they chose me,
Yeah,
because they knew that I would understand them.
absolutely.
And also, I think they say, a lot of people said that the way I write about everything about organizing, that I have my ethics. It's important for me that they feel understood and that I'm polite about it.
Yes.
So, and also that, yeah, I don't want to offend anybody, and they can read that from
Right.
my all my writing, that I really understand that this is a problem and I would love to help them.
Mm. Well, I know it's hard to choose favorites, but can you tell us a story about a favorite client experience that you've had?
I have many, but actually I have one that just happened last week, I think. I had a text from a client that I visited 2 times earlier this year. She had a bedroom she couldn't use at all because there was stuff everywhere. So they were just, when you opened her closet, everything was just, it was just, just throw everything in. They were not folded or anything.
Yeah.
And she was so sad about this. She was actually sleeping in her living room, and she also had a teenage son who was, he didn't speak so much about it, but when we started doing this process, he was actually interested in it. So she said he had been much more affected than she actually realized.
Wow.
So I was there 2 times where we took out everything from the room, and except the clothes. We didn't touch the clothes, but we talked about the clothes, and I actually showed her some videos from my Recondo that she could use it as a therapy way to, because she hated folding clothes. But I said, if you can do something about it, so it will be fun, and you'll see it as something where you are not stressing about it. It's like de-stressing about it. And she learned to love it. So that's great. But she sent me a photo from this bedroom who was now painted. There was new carpet on, and she bought a new bed, and it was gorgeous. I was like, said, oh my God, I was so happy for her. And she
Yeah.
called me because I wrote her and said, can I tell this story because it's so great? And she was like, of course you can do it. She was so happy. I could never have done this without you. So I'm so proud of her, and she know it, because she also cleared her basement in this process, because a lot of the stuff in her bedroom belonged in the basement.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And her son was so happy about it. It was really a great success story. So she is one of my favorite clients, but a lot of them is actually.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure. So,
Yeah.
did she go back and do the basement on her own, or were you a part of that?
She did that after my first visit. So she showed me
That's
between
incredible.
yes.
You inspired her and motivated her that much.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. Because she knew that if she had to get the stuff out of her bedroom, she had to clear the clutter. But she was ready. When she called, a lot of my clients, when they call me, that is like, now they've been thinking about it for so long. So they have decided to spend
Yes.
the money, and they will do the work.
Yes. Yes. I love that you, I'm so happy for you that you have that going. Kamille, you're so amazing, and you are so innovative, and you have a really, I believe, extraordinary vision for Denmark and what you're doing there. What, if any, are your next projects or steps that you see happening for you?
That is making YouTube videos and also some online products. And for me, that has been a journey, because I hated to stand up in front of a camera and speaking, because I felt like I was looking stupid and sounding stupid and mumbling and everything. So that has been something I've been learning and really want to do it. So I've been I've just been taking courses in how you do this and how to feel okay about it. And people don't know, and they cannot see from looking at the videos how I feel inside. And actually, because I've been pressing myself to do it also in the members club, then I'm getting better and better at it. So the next step for me is to start making more videos to promote this organizing even more.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That is so awesome. I can't wait to see new videos and new next steps. I love that you have shared snippets in our group for Inspired Organizer when you have taken those leaps. Like, I remember when you redesigned your website, and that was a big step for you, and then doing your first video series. I remember you sharing some snippets about that, and you know, getting the hair and the makeup and the clothes and everything. I mean, it's awesome to see you evolve in that way and share on video, because I am a 100% believer, obviously, because that's happened to me too, that when you can connect to people on video, the very next natural step is for you to be face to face, because they feel like they already know you, or they want to be part of your members club online if they can't get you in person. So that's incredible, Kamille. Okay, can you tell everyone, now I know if they don't speak Danish, that it would be hard to understand. There is Google Translate, of course, but if they wanted to check out your website or your social media, can you tell us what all those sites are?
Yes, but I think you should write them as well.
I will definitely put it in the show notes.
Yes, that's good, because my web page is called oprydningskonsulenten.dk.
Okay.
I don't think any English-speaking people will find that if they can see it. And also I have the members club is called oprydningsklubben.dk. And then this, if you want to join the Danish-speaking people want to join the free campaign, it's called danmarkrydderup.dk. Yeah.
Love it. I've seen your business name, even though it's in Danish, so many times that I kind of know what it means. But is it directly translated to professional organizer, or it's organizing consultant?
It is actually really hard to...
There's no direct,
No, because I've been trying, but it's not the same. I was actually sitting and doing today, because it's like, if I try to translate it, it says a cleanup consultant. But
okay.
I'm not cleaning that much. Of course, I'm cleaning for a shelf or something, but that is not what I'm doing. Then it's more like a clutter clearing consultant.
Okay. Well, that makes plenty of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or it could be like a tidying consultant. Like tidying is becoming more associated with Marie Kondo, but it certainly makes sense with what you're saying.
Yes, it is. Because what I'm doing is I'm clearing the clutter with my clients and also organizing their stuff so it's easy to find and looks pretty, of course.
Love that. Love it.
Yes.
Okay, Kamille, thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
And thank you so much for having me.
Yes. And if you ladies listening, this was a really important episode. Kamille, not my only international student, but she is the first one to come on and do an interview with me on the show. So if you are listening and you are in another country or in somewhere where you're like, can I get this business started when not a whole lot of people know what organizing is? This is your sign from the universe. The answer is yes. Kamille, thank you so much for being an encouragement to women and organizers everywhere. I love everything you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Pro Organizer Studio podcast. If you'd like to learn more about time-saving services and resources for professional organizers, visit www.proorganizerstudio.com. And if you'd like to get Jen's roadmap to success for launching and growing your professional organizing business, go straight to www.proroadmap.com.